Hello and welcome back to Locks, Coffee, and Convo, where we invite you to pull up and pour yourself a cup of something nice and strong and chit chat. I'm your girl, C. Nicole, and welcome to another review. We are here talking about that hot Saturday night on Blockbuster, I call it Blockbuster, Ready for Love. We are at episode number 7, Friend Patrol. And our brew for today, because life don't begin until you get you some coffee, is again pecan praline. It's my new favorite, absolutely delicious. So let's get to it. Friends. How many of us have them? Let's be friends. Ones you can depend on. Friends. That's what we're doing tonight. Friends. So we back together again. The power is in the hands of the gentleman tonight. But before they send somebody home, they got to meet the friends. And that's that stressful thing. That's that hold up, wait a minute. Okay. What we doing? That's what that is. So we meet the friends. So the first date we have is Ashima and Darren. And we know that they have become our premier couple. They done made a choice. They together. But I'm telling y'all, it's a monkey wrench in that thing. But anyway, Darren says that just be yourself, which I agree with him. That's the best way, is just be you. Just be you. So they get there. She has 2 ladies and a guy. One of the ladies is her manager. And this date was really easy. Ashima had already told him some good things about Darren. They get there. He comes in a little bit after them. And they've already ordered their drinks. And she says, "Oh, babe." Calling him babe. "I didn't order you anything." He said, "Well, that's okay." And one of the friends asked, "Well, do you drink?" He said, "Yeah, I do occasionally." And he said, "What you getting, your Pinot?" And she said, "You know it." And they was like, he know her drink. So, they together. I've still got my good eye on them though, but they together. And so the questions were really simple. They asked, but good. They asked her manager, which is very important, seemed like the big sister figure in her life. As you know, she's a comedian. She has to go on the road. Is it a problem for you if she's not always around? And he said, no problem at all. No problem at all. He would like to go with her sometimes, but as long as he got his time when they get back to the house, he cool. When she get back to the house, he cool. So very good. Darren was on it until man's best friend. Okay, friends. When man's best friend came into the picture, he told him that he had 2 Labrador retrievers. I had labs, love labs. Those are big dogs. And they were like, the friends was like, "Ooh, Ashima don't like dogs." And I felt like Ashima knew about the dogs, but she didn't know about the dogs. The dogs are in his home. They are part of the family. They asked, "Do the dogs get in the bed with you? Are they on the couch?" He said, "Yeah, I woke up and the dogs were in the bed." And they were like, now Ashima had an amazing recovery. She really did. She was like, I ain't worried about it. The dogs can't do what I can do. Okay then. You're right, Ashima, the dogs can't do what you do, babe. So, but this is what made me think that I finally am getting an inkling into the Ashima and Darren story. Ashima and Darren met the first night, got those butterflies. What Michael Jackson said, "Butterflies, she gives me butterflies." They got that going on. They like each other, no denying. They really do. But it's like that camp. When you was in summer camp, church camp, and you meet that guy, he's like, "Oh, his eyes are so pretty. Oh, he got a great smile. Oh, she's so pretty. Her hair's so pretty." But that's it. Ain't nothing else. Ain't no substance. I think they like each other, but they don't know each other. And I think that's going to be our monkey wrench later on. I don't know if they're going to make it to the finals, because that dog thing, even though it was petty, it could be an insight into what's going on with the two of them, because I got a question. Have we seen them on a solo date? I don't remember seeing them. The only episode I've missed is the casting episode. I don't remember them going on a solo date. So I'm thinking, just keep y'all good eye on them. That's all I'm saying. But their friend date went well, I thought. Then the second one was Reva and Mario. Oh, Reva and Mario. Okay. This date was not as sweet and cuddly as Ashima and Darren. He meets their friends, and I think it was 4 girls, 4 women. And she has them over to the house before he gets there, and she tells them the situation. She lets them know that he is interested in another young woman, and she has them to pre-write out their questions and put them into a little bowl. Now, I actually like that idea. I think it's kind of fun and light instead of them just do. You know, he picks the question. But here go the problem, Reva. This man has told you that you got a wall up. This man has told you that he doesn't know a lot about you. So you know that you're not his number one. Okay? You know that she got a little bit, you know, a little edge on you. So I'm not sure if we have full-on attack mode, if that's the best choice for you. Mario comes in looking cute, sits down, meets the friends. One of the friends is Erica Dixon from Love and Hip Hop. Shout out to the reality show train, honey. They just make their rounds. So she's there, and she's looking Erica-ish, pretty. And so he gets to draw on a question. First question, it was Erica's. You know, his longest relationship. He said 6 years he was married. Then they just start coming. You know, they start coming. My man said he felt like he had gunshot wounds. Like he had just been mowed down. Now, I had no problem with them asking him tough questions, but what Reva should have done was also, for every question he answered about himself, she should have invited Mario to ask one of her friends something about her. You got a wall up. He's saying you won't let him in. This was the perfect time. Your friends could have painted you in this amazing light. He got to know a little bit more about you, kept it fun, kept it cute. But just interrogating him, he said he felt like he was talking to the police. My man said he felt like he was talking to the police. And the question they asked him, like, what do you think or how do you feel about Reva? And his answer was the greeting card answer. You know, it wasn't all deep. But again, we on a dating show. I don't know her that well. She's got a wall up. So I felt like his answer was suitable. They hit him with that's generic. That's this, that's that. I was like, girl, you're not leaving the door open, Reva. I really don't feel like you leaving. Maybe you don't want the door to be open. You said you needed some answers. So what we doing? Are we doing this? We doing that, girl? And then her homegirl just drove the nail in the coffin, if you ask me. Baby girl put that girl on some skates and pushed her right on out the show, I believe. Because she was like, well, you know that if you get this way, you'll just get them skates. And I said, oh. And he said it was a red flag. I said, oh, girl, I don't know about this girl. Your friend literally done put you on some skates and pushed you on out the picture. So, just my opinion. That was a little bit hard to like. I was like, this ain't going the way it needs to go. But okay, you know, if that's what you want to do. Then we had Alexis and Carrie's date. Now, I know my last video, I call him Uncle Carrie. I stand behind that. But Carrie's moving on up for me. I'm just gonna tell you the truth. Maybe that I'm a mature woman, a mature man may be what intrigues Locks and Coffee and Combo. Because I think his date went extremely well, and I think it was set up not to, but it went well. So Alexis has her friends over. She has 2 girls and a guy. Her guy is the best friend, and she tells them that she likes Carrie. He's mature, he's sophisticated. She hadn't let them know that he was that much older than her up until this point, But, you know, she tells him that she really likes him. Said the men that she's been dealing with are immature. She always feels like she got to raise a boy into a man. But she can learn something from Carrie. So I felt like that was the setup for Carrie not to do so well. But baby, when I tell you Carrie came in there and he handled business like a grown man, he did that. First of all, Carrie came, he had his tee on, and Carrie ain't bad. Little cut. I saw a little cut under the sled. I said, well, you better do that. Y'all think I'm too buttoned up? I got something for you. And even Alexis said he looks good for his age. That's what she told her friends. So they get in there and they start talking. And the question comes up about kids. And what I loved about Carrie's answers were, he brought himself to it. And that's what mature men do. They bring themselves to them. You know, you want to ask, I'm going to give you me. And so he told him being a father was one of the greatest honors of his life. He was a single father, and he felt like that was one of the biggest things he has done is raising his child. I want to say it was a son. And I was like, okay. Then he went around and had that moment where he told a young buck, because young buck was like, now I think, and I read this or heard this on some video or vlog, I believe that the guy friend was either like the ex-boyfriend, maybe high school, something didn't work out, but y'all remain friends, or he always has had a crush on her, something. Because he had that sort of, you could see it all up in here, that hate. Carrie told him, said, look here, young blood, the best thing you can do is leave a legacy through your seed. Now, it was a teacher's moment. That's who Carrie is. But I think at that moment, it was very appropriate. He handled their questions excellently. He did not shy away from it. And the young lady, he even had her friends arguing at the end, like, honey, maybe he right. No, dude was like, come on. You know, like he was giving that gruff. And the women were like, he probably can handle that. I said, well, go, Carrie. And he, you know, because first of all, Alexis has this thing, you know, she's trying to come, she's career oriented, she's had so many accomplishments and all this, and she's looking to start her life with a man with a family. Now, some would say an 18-year gap is way too big, but the reality is that if you are ready for something and somebody has already had it, they've enjoyed it, and they're willing to share it again, that may not be bad at all. So I have a family member who had a bad first marriage. She didn't have any kids. She came back home and she met her guy who had already raised 2 kids, had that thing. He's in his 50s, over 51. They fell in love, they got married, and they have a beautiful baby girl, and things are going well for them. He had no problem giving her a baby, even though he had 2 adult children. So when a man falls in love with you and things are all in place, a family is not a problem. So Carrie, Alexis, I know you using Carrie to make London jealous, but Carrie is checking all the boxes. And I'm about to say Carrie might need to end up in that final 3. Alexis, listen to me. Listen to Big Sis Chris. Carrie's checking them boxes. He really is. Because you want a family, you want a man that's mature, you're tired of playing games, and here go one right here saying, and he's impressed me the last 2 weeks. The date, with the double date with Ashima and Darren, it was something you wanted to do. He came through. He was with your friends. He gave all the right answers. He came through. So, baby girl, Dora the Explorer, as I like to call you, you better keep your, Carrie might be the one. He checking them boxes. He really did come through. You know, like I said, her friend said when he was gone, you gonna get that man a heart attack. You don't know what Carrie got going on, honey. Carrie may have her hanging from the ceiling, okay? She might be not can talk to y'all for days because, honey, he doing it right. So don't think that, I mean, 51 is not that old. I mean, it really isn't. You know, it's 18 years older than she is, but it's not that old. It's not that old at all. And I think, baby, Carrie may put it on her, and baby, y'all be like, Alexis, where you at? Where you at, Alexis, honey? So she really, he, and I love the way he told them, I only deal with grown women, okay? So if I'm dealing with her, she grown. And the girlfriends even said, well, he giving all the right answers. So listen here, I got my good eye. I got my good eye on you, Carrie. Then we had a single date with London and Alexis. Now, honey, this got on my nerve. And maybe it was me. London, I don't want to put you in the category of I don't really like you, but I got all four of my eyes on London. So she get there, and it feels like to me like what they have is physical and superficial. You know, he tell her she looking like a snack, and she got all, and Alexis seems to be very pulled together most of the time. But in front of him, she was giving me schoolgirl giggly. I'm like, now her date with Jimmy, her date with Brent, her date with Carrie, she was all so sophisticated now. But when you get in front of London, you all giggly. And I know he the guy we like. He the guy, you know, that we want to end up with. And I feel like she the prize is the reason he wants her. But in her mind, I also feel like he the prize because Divine want him too. But Alexis, listen to me. Give Carrie a fair shot, because London got Huggy Bear pimp issues, and that's just I feel like that's kind of what he giving us. So she, you know, she asked him, you know, about Divine. I don't know why they always want to bring up the competition on the date. I really don't. To me, that's crazy, but that's what they do. And she brought up Divine, and she told him that she was jealous about the chocolate covered strawberries and all that. And he did hit her with some, well, you know, you got Carrie. So she was telling him that, you know, she needed him to kind of, like they got both been telling him, make some decisions. And he told her, you know, what I got going on with Divine ain't got nothing to do with you, and what you know, vice versa. My story with Alexis is my story, and my story with Divine is separate. Okay, that's true. But I feel like this is what I feel. I feel like London likes Divine. Him and Divine probably has more things in common. They probably have a better time. But I know he feels like Alexis is the prize, okay? She's the pretty, beautiful, they say accomplished. She the prize. He don't want to take his eye off the prize, so he don't want to make any decisions. And he's an athlete, an ex-athlete. So he's playing the game as best as he can. So he's not going to choose. He's not until absolutely forced. So you and Divine can stop that. Now what Alexis has done is played the game just as well. But what I would like for her to do is not be using Carrie as a prop, but really, 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 really be open to pursuing him. Because I don't think London, Huggy Bear, I got my good eye on you. But they had a little date, and she finally tells him, I'm busy, you busy, you know, we see where we can meet up at. So I got my good eye on him. So then we had Tundi and Mario's friend dating. Mario trying to bandage himself up from that gunshot drive-by he went through at Reva. So he gets with Tundi, and Tundi she's got her cousin and her friend Patrice. Okay, we know Patrice, right? I was so psyched. And they go putt golfing. And this is a better experience because he likes Tundi more. Tundi is opening up to him more. And Tundi tell her friends and cousin out front, don't be too hard on him. You know, she already tell him, you know, I want y'all to grill him, but don't be too hard on him, because she likes him. And so they have a great time. I love what Patrice tell him. Now, what's the problem? He said, you study in between the two. When you study long, you study wrong. Okay? And that's true. And I just wanted her to give us a little bit of Hattie. I wanted her to break into Hattie so bad. But, you know, they had a good time. They both connected over Southern roots. They both were from Jackson. So this date went well. I feel like Mario and Tundi's dates, they go well. They just do. They like each other. They got an amazing chemistry. She gave him some sugar in the beginning, gave him some sugar in the end. She was looking nice. You know, he likes her. it's no doubt that there is chemistry there. So there was no reason for that to go wrong at all. And her friends were really cool. And I think he just had a good time. He could probably see himself hanging out with them, you know, on a regular basis. Brent and Kimber. Now, I knew they was going to do this to us. Because both of them I knew they was going to do this to us, okay? But this was, what was this, y'all? Brent and Kimber. But I figured it out. I'm finna bless you. So Brent and Kimber go out on a first date. And they make it the friend date. She has him over to her house. In front of her friends. First date. Choir, I'm gonna need y'all to sing for me. First date. Let me get a little tenor. First date. Altos. First date. With your friends? That's crazy. And I'm thinking production. Could y'all not have squeezed in a coffee date, met a wine bar? What I've loved about this show is they've given us so many great avenues for dates. I mean, I remember when Kimber planned the thing with the plants and they all went there. Brent and Alexis went to the oil where they make the body sprays. Like, I mean, it's Atlanta. Y'all could have met somewhere. She had Carrie over to our house for salsa, chips, and drinks. Like, why you didn't have Brent over before the friends came, had drinks, talked? First date, friends? That's crazy. And then, if it had to go this way, I would have told my friends, choir, get back up. This is our first date. So don't ask him a lot of questions. Let's just talk, chit chat, have a good time. Baby, they came in that thing double barrel for Brent. That's their first date. What you want about kids? Do you want to get married? Da-da-da this, da-da-da that, da-da-da. I have said that Brent is a little standoffish. I said in my last video, a little dry. He fine, though. And I know he around for a purpose, honey. I am thoroughly convinced they got him there for a purpose. Not just to please me, but for a purpose. But baby, that date was horrible. And Kimber was sitting there like joining in with the family. And the Nicole girl, please. Don't nobody care if your husband asked you after 8 months. Don't nobody care. This is stand what? One more time, choir. First date. Who has that happen on a first date? Like they were saying, it's time for you to start courting her. And it was a travesty. It was crazy. But then I thought, after I watched it the second time, this is what it was, y'all. Brent went on Jimmy's date. Jimmy had got voted off the show, but that date was Jimmy's date. So Brent was like a good guy. He said, I tell you what, told production, I'll go on Jimmy date. Jimmy ain't here. I'll step up to the punch. I ain't doing nothing. Let me go on Jimmy date. Because that would have made more sense. Her and Jimmy had been out on a solo date. They had been canoodling at the pool. They had time together. So I might would have gotten by with that being Jimmy. But Brent and first date, that was crazy. Child, that was just a waste of time. That was weird and asinine. You know, she was like, she wanted a baby, and he was like, yeah, he wanted kids. And I love his job. He is gorgeous. He has an interesting job. He around here for a purpose, I'm telling you. And he told her, girl, you still in your 30s. You know, you got time to have a baby. Like, and then they were like, what? You know, and she was like, I don't want you serial dating me. Like, this is our first date. We don't even know if we like each other. Girl, bye. But that was Jimmy's date. So that was the problem. And I'm going to come back in a minute and tell y'all about Jimmy and Kim. I am. Just crazy. They're crazy. So then London and Divine go out on their date. And we all know that that Divine likes London. Not sure about the other way around. And he's again with the physical stuff. He told her that Zipper was lucky. And I feel like it's just all superficial. I'm not sure if London is ready to love so much as he ready to date. I don't know. But anyway, he met her friends, and I think it was 3 of them as well, or 2. And they were beautiful women, and they sat down, and they went to grill them. You know, that's what they go. They put you on the grill. That's what the friends do. And they put him on the grill, and of course, they asked him about the other woman, and he said, said he wasn't prepared to talk about that. Then she was like, well, if it came down to dating, you had to choose, who would you choose? That's what the friends say. He said, well, I don't know, She was like, well, when we were at my house, you knew. Then Shady Production, Will Packard and Production and OWN Network, roll that beautiful bean footage. Roll that beautiful bean footage. And he was on that couch and he told her it would be her. Now, we all know why he did that, okay? Even though they weren't alone, you had cameramen, makeup artists, all these folks was there. It was a lone situation, though. So, of course, he gonna tell her whatever he wanted her to hear, whatever she needed to hear for the night to go. And I ain't saying the night went somewhere, but the night would go right. We could keep enjoying strawberries and lemonade and all that. He wasn't finna get in front of these witnesses and say that same thing. And Alexis had already told us, he told her he couldn't choose. Which, that's my problem with London. I feel like London is the puppet master, and he got these girls on a string, and he don't plan to choose until he absolutely has to. And I don't think he really like one more than the other. I think he has more in common maybe with London, with Divine. There may be even a little bit more chemistry there, but Alexis is a prize, so how dare he let the prize go? And so, baby, So at the end of the day, Divine says, well, I'm gonna have to go on and reevaluate my game plan. Well, my thing was, I said this last week, Divine is the cool chick, seemed like a cool girl, nice to hang out with. Why is you letting London make these choices rules? You need to get out there. Now, I don't know if it's too late in the game to get out there, but I doubt it, because I feel like it's gonna be a whole lot of monkey wrenches thrown. So, yes, because London is giving us Huggy Bear, and he should be dismissed. Now, he got some pimpish ways. I'm just telling y'all. Y'all can take it for what you believe. Back at the cigar bar, they start talking, about their dates, and Mario told him, he had to go through Darren told him, said, look, how many times you gonna have to get before you? And I feel like Reva probably is on her way out, but this wasn't her day. So they talk about it. Darren says he had an issue, but it was petty compared to the rest of them. Nephew told him, look, the dogs, and it is a cultural thing. I got a friend that's from Seattle that has 2 Doberman pinchers. Trust me, you ain't had no 15-minute date with her, and she not told you about her girls. That's how she refers to them. They are a part of her family. They are in her home. They are in her bed. They are everywhere she is. They get in the car and go down to the store, okay? So it is a cultural difference. Sometimes from the South, my dog is outside, okay? My dog ain't in the house, but I have had small house dogs. But, he tells them, you're going to have to work it out, because when it comes between the woman and the dog, okay, y'all get it, okay? So they talk about it. They decide who has to go home. So Mario and Brent get to do the honors. Mario meets with Kimber. Brent meets with Reva, which is crazy because they switched that thing around. And part of me feel like Brent and Reva should go on a date. Y'all both are in that holding pattern. And I feel like Brent is somebody that you date in real life, not in reality dating competition. Waiting, being patient. Any woman would do that with a gorgeous, self-assured guy. They wouldn't be tripping about that. But on a competition show, we're going to need it to go a little bit faster. So I feel like both of them are guarded and whatever. They might ought to go out on a date together. We'll see. And maybe it would be a disaster. Who knows? Probably wouldn't make good TV. But then Kimber and Mario. So Mario was doing the most, okay? He wanted a hug, and he wanted her to feel, and I understand when you finna give somebody some bad news, you want them comfortable, you don't want them, I get that. But I feel like he was just doing way too much. Was it me? I heard somebody else say, shout out to Ephraim Gray on YouTube, amazing review. He was really really flirty, really gushy. And I was like, okay, Mario, what we got going on here? She sat down, he rubbed her thigh, he wanted a hug, she gave him a church hug, and she could probably sense what was coming. And he told her that, you know, with everything going on. Now, this is another reason why I don't know how I feel about London. Because while they was at the cigar bar, and they talking about Kimber and how they feel like she just really doing too much and trying to kind of get stay on the show and keep up. He gonna say that she slid in his DMs and say they would make pretty babies. And I felt like that wasn't necessary to the conversation. First of all, it's a date show, so people probably sliding into everybody's DMs. Why is it that you needed to bring that up to drive the final nail in her coffin? I feel like you pimpish Huggy Bear, and I got my good eye on you, London. But I digress. But at the end, Reva gets another week. She says she'll try harder. So funny. She was like, this is reversed. I'm telling you the same thing you told me. I told you last week, you telling me this week. And Mario has to tell Kimber that her journey has ended. And she gives some full-on attitude, honey. Full-on attitude. And I'm here for it. That's what we do. We black girls, we just give you attitude whenever we feel like it. But, okay, PSA to you, Kimber. You and Jimmy had a lot in common, and I know you went real smooth off on him on the week before, and you told him this, but y'all both off the show now, okay? And the show didn't make sense with one of you on there without the other. Jimmy and Kimber went together on this show, but I feel like Jimmy and Kimber could go together off this show. So I'm gonna need you to swallow your pride, or maybe not really even swallow your pride, but just have that moment where you sitting in front of the TV, you got a little wine, you got your cell phone out. Hit him with that WYD big head text. Come on now. You know that's what you need to do, Kimber. If you ain't seeing somebody, and I don't know the time frame of this show, but you need to just go on call Jimmy. Or Jimmy, you need to go on call Kimber. I think y'all need a fair shot in the real world because y'all have a lot in common. Y'all made sense, but you just got on the wrong foot. And things got animated and exasperated here on the show. So I'd like to see at the reunion that y'all have reconnected and y'all together, okay? But another amazing episode. Absolutely amazing. I need you guys to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Locks, Coffee, and Convo. I want you to pull up, pour yourself something real strong, and let's chat. Let's chat. Let's get to know each other. Ready for Love, Season 2, Episode 7, Friend Zone. Absolutely amazing. Another great episode. Can't wait to see what's coming next week. Can't wait to see if some of my predictions come true. Love talking to you guys, so please comment, please talk to me, and we'll see you real soon.